Guys, welcome to another episode of Road to a Football Agency with me, Agent Jerome, on the way, on the pathway, starting from nothing, starting from the bottom, trying to make it as a football agent in a very crowded and saturated and competitive environment. But it's all good. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here ready to put the work in, to put the effort in, to try and make it in this business. So, following passing of my exam, it's kind of two kind of routes that I could go down. Um, I could either try to find myself an existing established agency to maybe try and get a job there, um, or I could go and my own independent route, set up my own business, and yeah, try and go the solo route. And obviously, my decision is to go the solo route, um, mainly because I think it's probably quite difficult to get a job in an established agency as someone like just starting out. And I also have currently a full time job, so I wouldn't be able to really just quit that full time job to go work for an agency. Maybe the pay won't be too great either, just starting out. So it's not something that was very suitable for me. So I've decided to kind of do it around my job as independent. That's the route that I personally have decided to take. So what that means is just setting up my own limited company, setting up a business, and then from there, yeah, it's just starting from scratch to try and build up a network that's of players, of clubs, of coaches, sporting directors, anybody really that's kind of involved in the football business. So the way I've gone about that at the moment, couple different platforms. There's a couple platforms online. There's a couple of Twitter accounts online which kind of has like players that are free agents. There's a couple of platforms online where you can find players that are looking for an agent. So yeah, I started doing that. Started talking to and connecting with a few players. Obviously, I'm starting from the ground up, so I can't just go and think I'm not gonna just get players from League One or League Two. They're already gonna be very established. They're already gonna have agents, and I wouldn't even know where to start. Doing deals at that level. So I've got to start lower down the pyramid. So I'm starting at it's around. Actually, talking of that, the pyramid system is quite confusing. Maybe I'll get into it in a bit more detail in another video. Um, but yeah, I'm starting basically, National League South, North, and below, basically. That's kind of where I am starting. Um, yeah, I'm trying to build up my connections locally. So I'm based in Essex, so I've started to, connect with um, managers, coaches on LinkedIn, or on X, even on Instagram. Basically, just been finding different managers and just trying to familiarize myself with the lower league system. It is quite a complex thing how it works, um, and it's not really something that I've honestly paid too much attention to. I've been very focused throughout my football life on Premier League and top division of Europe football. So now it's been a learning curve to dive deeper into lower league football, seeing how things work there. So yeah, I'm learning a lot about that actually at the moment, and hoping to get to a lower league game this weekend. It's just coming up. Well, it's the end of July now, so I think a couple of the leagues, the low leagues, have started. Like some of the leagues at step 4, maybe, and step 5. One or two of them, I think, especially like in the Midlands area, have already started. But I'm gonna. It's most of the clubs are still doing pre-season, so I'm hopefully gonna get to a game tomorrow. Maybe Chelmsford or maybe Billericay. They've got games locally around here, so yeah, I'm gonna try and get to a game. I think just so I can start to assess the level. Both those clubs are National League South. Billericay just got promoted. Chelmsford were already established in National League South, so it'll be good to see kind of what level those players are at, so I can just try and get my eye used to seeing what it takes basically physically and technically for the players to operate at this level. So yeah, that's where I'm starting, building my network. I appreciate all the like the sporting directors and coaches, all the managers that have already accepted my connections on LinkedIn. Quite a lot of pen them, but it's basically I'm cold messaging them, cold connecting and cold messaging, basically cold calling them pretty much. So they don't know me. I'm nobody to them. So yeah, some have accepted, and I've even sent a couple of messages to some of them, and some have replied. So yeah, it's been an interesting start, really. And yeah, it's interesting just to see how things operate. So yeah, every day learning, but every day just trying to improve and learn a little bit more. So thanks for watching, and yeah, maybe next video will be after watching the game. Hopefully, if I can get to go to a pre-season game, that would be good. So yeah, watch out for the next one.